I've been working, I think this is day 14, something like that. Um, the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of storms here in the Northeast, specifically in New Hampshire. Lots of power outages, had almost 100,000 power outages on Friday night. It's down below 2,000 now here in New Hampshire, so we're cranking it out, getting it done. But yeah, worked over Christmas. I think this is my first time actually ever doing that. I've come close a couple times. Um, I've worked Storm on Christmas Eve before, but this is the first time on Christmas Day. I'm in a hotel tonight, and then hopefully finishing up tomorrow and taking the rest of the week off. Um, but yeah, I'm tired, worn out, making lots of money though, so it's all worth it in the end. It's been a fun experience. Been working with my brother the whole time, uh, getting to drive the tractor trailer, bring the bombardiers out into the woods, doing lots of off road stuff, fixing broken poles. Um, and it always feels good to get people's power back on. One of the jobs we did, we put over 1,000 people back on, and that really feels good doing that. Um, so I know I had said that I was going to um, be taking a break after Christmas, but I haven't put a podcast out in like at least a couple weeks because I haven't had any time because I've been working. So I will be doing some podcasts maybe this coming week. I had a few that were scheduled over the last couple weeks, didn't do any of them because I wasn't able to. Um, so hopefully, after I finally get a day off here, be able to reschedule some of them. And then in the new year, I'm going to be pushing the show in a new direction. It's not really a rebrand. I feel like I definitely already have the blue collar worker brand going. But over the last several months, when I quit my job out in Utah and then moved back to New Hampshire, I was working on a political campaign, and I was, not working. Um, and I was just focusing on libertarian oriented politics and, issues that I care about. And I realized that I needed some sort of mandatory distraction from the bullshit because just getting involved with the Libertarian Party and with all the inward drama of it, and I don't know, just talking about stuff you have absolutely no control over, the foreign policy, civil liberties, whatever. I started going crazy, and I think the show actually suffered a little bit because of it. Um, I haven't been doing as well as I was when I was working. Um, I think part of that is the trucking videos I put out were more interesting to people than just some random guy talking about foreign policy because politics in general. You get that anywhere else. It was the blue collar flavor that made it more interesting. But also on top of that, I was not really that mentally healthy over the summer. I wasn't miserable or anything or going crazy, but I definitely was getting super stressed out with politics. I wasn't doing anything outside of it. I also I was living with someone who was very generous and offered me a room for pretty cheap rent. But he lived in the middle of nowhere, and so it was like a 2 hour drive to get to Manchester, which is kind of the central hub where everything goes on. And so it was a 4 hour commitment there and back whenever an opportunity came up. So I really didn't do that much stuff throughout the summer other than occasional political stuff and then traveling a couple times. So it's good to be back on the grind, back into work, um, and driving trucks and kind of getting my head back in the game. I think it's been good for me, and I've taken extended periods of time off before, but they were for traveling. So I did a road trip to Alaska with my brother. It lasted about 4 months. I did a couple road trips with my other brother. I've done it with my dad. Um, but I never like went crazy at all during those times because I had some goal that I was pursuing and it wasn't dependent on other people's input. the success of that operation was just to, it's just dependent on me getting out and seeing the world or whatever. What I've realized with politics is, I mean, you can't rely on people to do the right thing. You just can't. And I already knew that. But when you start pouring your heart and soul into something that's dependent on other people to start giving a shit and changing the way they look at things, I mean, it's just not worth it. You're just going to go insane. So I'm going to be redirecting the show to be talking more about what you can do yourself during these times to stay out of debt, to improve your hireability, and to make a lot of money off of the things that are going on. Because this is a bad economy, but I mean, I don't want to put a number on the amount of money I've made over the last couple weeks, but you guys would be amazed at how much money I've made. And I'm currently learning a new skill, learning to run a vacuum truck, and I'm getting paid to learn how to do that. So many people will go pay $10,000 to get a CDL or some sort of certification. I've gotten paid to get all my certifications. I've even like the line work books I've done, those were paid for by my company. Literally everything I've learned how to do, I have been paid to learn how to do it. I've never been in debt, and I've been able to do things that other people haven't been able to do. Been able to take extended period of times off, travel to all 50 states. And I also have always had a good working relationship with whatever boss I was working for. So they'd be very, willing to work around my schedule, because whenever I didn't have something going on, I would always, give my fullest, work to my best ability, and do whatever they needed me to do. Like out in Utah, the guy I was trucking for, I was working like 60 hours a week. I'd do that constantly. I'd go a few states away and stay out for 2 weeks if I had to. And in return, he would let me, take off and go to Freedom Fest, or take off and go to Pork Fest. And the current employer I have is also doing that. I'm a 28-year-old guy with 10 years of CDL experience and construction experience, which that is really hard to find these days. I can drive basically anything. I know how to use construction tools, and I've been a foreman running job sites for many years now, and that's just unheard of. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm just trying to tell you guys that there are ways to better yourself and put yourself ahead in this world today. And it's a lot easier than it used to be, because so many people are so fucking useless. If you just do your job and you do it well, that should just be the bare minimum. That should be what is expected of everyone. But in this day and age, people don't show up on time. They don't know how to do anything. So if you do your job and you do it well, you will excel. It'll be impossible for you to fail. So I'm going to be talking a lot about those things, and I'm going to be trying to connect with other people who have had similar success, and try to push especially young people who are in high school right now, getting ready to graduate, thinking about wasting tens of thousands of dollars on a useless degree so they can go bag groceries and make $12 an hour. That, hey, what if you could make six figures a year by the time you're 20? I did, or I was 22. I made six figures when I was 22. Never went to college. I own everything I have, no payments, and I've got tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, and I've been that way since I was like 19. I mean, it's just, it's possible to do. So that is the direction I'm going to be bringing the show in. But I just wanted to thank everybody for another great year. I'll do another recap on New Year's Eve or whatever, but it's really been a good year. I had a lot of amazing guests on the show. Been all around the country, been down to Florida, been out to Vegas, I have an exciting announcement coming too. I'm gonna give this after Christmas is over, but I do have a very big announcement coming. That's going to be a great opportunity for me to expand my audience. But everyone, I hope that you had the day off and you got to enjoy it with your family and friends. Merry Christmas, and I will catch you guys later.